Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. Your host Frank Holder here with you, getting ready to talk about a show full of sports with comedians. Let's get ready to get the show started. My man Talent is in the building. T, what's good, bro? How you doing, sir?
Chili Most, man, quick question for you. Did you have that sweater before the pandemic? It's
No,
almost like it's perfect for the, you know what I mean, for this podcast pandemic thing. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. I feel you.
I didn't even think about it. I don't even know. My man Mo's also in the building. Mo, what's good? What's good? What's
What's
good?
good? What's good?
There you
What's
go.
good?
There you
What's
go.
good? There it is. I got it set up now, baby. I'm rolling with grease, baby.
You cooking with grease. I like that. You cooking with grease. Yo, so I got a lot of stories to talk about today. Interesting, a lot of the guys ain't in today, but it's we're gonna do what we can do. So let me get it set up. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's see, the setup is right here like this. Let me put T on the summer jam, as my man like to call it, the summer jam. T, first story up, man, as in hockey. The Philadelphia Flyers held their annual Pride Night on Tuesday. They do it every year to celebrate and support the LGBTQ community. But Flyers Ivan Provorov refused to wear the Pride Night jersey due to his religion. He's like, it wasn't going to do it, not going to do it. And people now are pressuring him saying, dude, you got to wear the Pride Night thing with all the rainbows and all that stuff. He said, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. What's your take on his thing saying, nah, I'm not doing the Pride Night thing?
Well, here's my thing. I understand, first of all. I understand. I applaud if that's against his true religion, I respect that. And here's the thing I feel personally, and this is why I feel the young man on this is that I think the community, I'm just going to call them the community, anybody that's under them letters, because they use all the letters. We ain't had an MVP in 5 years. They took the V, the P. Listen, all I'm saying is the community. The problem is this, Frank. If you come up with something like this and it goes against somebody's religion or background or just their beliefs in general, right? To force the man to do it is now you are turning into the culprits that you have pointed a finger at all these years for your equality. Your equality fight was for the right to do what you wanted to do and be equal. So now if it's against this guy's beliefs, rituals, or religion, you should respect that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
The community should respect that. If the community doesn't respect that and understand that and want to force the issue and penalize you, meaning you don't get you to force me, I'm gonna penalize you, then you are a contradiction of your own marching rights.
You know what? You're absolutely right, man. I can't even dispute that. Mo, what's your take on this, man? I mean, talent is not far off on this at all. You know what I mean? Like, it's one or the other, right? What's your take, Mo?
Yeah, the way I see it, man, is you got a whole night to yourself. I don't see no teams doing African American night, Latin night, Italian night, no other. You got a whole night to yourself. Are you mad because one person chose not to participate? That's just like me doing a show in front of 1,200 people, but I see that one person in the crowd ain't laughing. Everybody else is laughing. Come on, man. You got 1,199 people. You focusing on one. Come on, sit your ass down. Y'all got one person who don't want to participate. You got a whole night.
Hey, Big Mo, don't bring Jared Kelly into this. Let's just keep this sports. Stop trying.
Listen. I don't know. I know who it is, but I never met him. But I don't know what I did just now. I don't even know what I did just
Oh
now.
no, Gerald Kelly's known for just ceasing a great show to address one patron or something like that. Everybody be like, why? Why? You're killing the whole room. You're killing the whole room.
Yeah,
What up, Roddy?
Roddy, what's happening? Roddy, here's the conversation, man. We're talking about a hockey player who refused on Tuesday night to support the LGBTQ community by wearing the jersey. He's like, yeah, I ain't wearing the jersey. Everybody else is celebrate, they wearing the jersey. He's like, yeah, I ain't wearing the jersey. Rodney, I know you got something to say about this player. Hockey player said, yeah, I can't wear the jersey. What's your take, Rodney?
Hey man, you know what? I've been looking at this story and then I tell them the whole story. The back was out of that jersey. And you want to demonize this guy for not wanting to have his back out, man. I get it, bro. And
what is this going?
you gotta look deeper. It's always some other stuff out there, man. And so
Oh man.
as I'm looking at the story, and the pants they wore that night also were from the Prince collection. So he just didn't want to have his back out, man.
Roddy, you's a fool. You's a fool. You's a fool. All right, and in other news, man, I think I found out what's going on with Jim Harbaugh, man. I'm not sure, but Michigan, University of Michigan, their co-offensive coordinator, let's see, his name is Matt White, has been placed on athletic leave. No one said, but it's according to a report on computer access crimes. Now, also it looked like that Jim Harbaugh was clear to this, but the FBI and a couple other people were at Michigan co-offensive coordinator's house taking up his computers and stuff like that, which don't seem like a good look. When you hear about this, T, what's your take? They didn't tell you why. I have no idea why. But when the FBI and people like that are seizing your computer, it definitely ain't a good thing. I don't care what nobody says.
I mean, we just touched on it yesterday. We knew that him making the decision to stay, he was going to face the fire, whatever that fire is. Could be a blue flame, could be a hot yellow, red flame. We don't know to the extent. But I think that the only way people agree to go back and face fires is because there's already a deal cut somewhere.
Right.
There's already some recognition and deal cut somewhere that I'm not going to do more than this, or it's not going to be more than that. Or the organization may say, hey, stay here. Whatever the penalty and fines, we're going to cover that. So we know that a deal got to be in place for him to go back and say, okay, I'm just going to go through this motion. A deal's cut in place. So that's what the feds do. They got to go through the motion. They got to make the thing look like a movie. We got to seize some computers and some equipment, and we got to raid some. It's Mar-a-Lago all over.
Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. Mo, what's your take on Jim Harbaugh coming back to Michigan and then coming back finding out that not only is he clear to this and everything else, all the weight got shifted to his co-offensive coordinator because the police seized their computer access and computer crime. It's computers, basically. What's your take on this, Mo?
Listen, they need a body. I said it yesterday. They needed a body. They look, somebody got to serve up. You got to give me somebody. He gave them who had to go, and like Talon said, there was some arrangements made. Like, listen, take this hit, and I got you. Take this hit for me. I got you. That's just what it is. They needed bodies. He gave them up. He made sure people gonna be okay. Now it's on to the next. Now it's on to the next football season.
Yeah, it's Isaiah Thomas on the Knicks.
Yeah,
somebody got to take it for the team.
Somebody got to take it.
Roddy Perry, Jim Harbaugh is returning. The OC look like he's on leave, but it ain't good when the police come in and they seize your computers. Is it, Rodney?
I mean, never for no reason, man. Here goes, man. Harbaugh tried to be, everybody tried not to snitch until it's time to snitch. And, when your livelihood is at stake, it's you or that guy, and that guy is going to take it. The offensive coordinator,
oh, man, this dude.
been looking at some stuff on his computer he ain't had no business looking at. And a lot of reason the guys go and coach and work in colleges because the girls are a little older. You know what I'm saying? If this was a high school guy, they would be going to jail. But, you still aren't allowed to fraternize with the students. And I think we'll see as this case continue to develop that Harbaugh threw this guy completely under the bus when he couldn't catch a job in the NFL.
Yes, that's a good possibility. Let's move on to the NFL, man. Big story, top story on a lot of sports center stuff today was Lamar Jackson. And I'm going to throw it out there, UT. Lamar Jackson returning to Baltimore or not, because the negotiations seem to be at a stalwart. And word is coming out of Baltimore that Lamar Jackson was highly offended by the offer Baltimore made of $130 million guaranteed when he's looking for $220. What's your take? Do you think Lamar Jackson is going to force his way out of Baltimore? And what will Baltimore look like, to you if he leaves? T?
Well, if I was him, I would, because that is a blatant disrespect. I mean, even if they say, you know what, we're not giving these quarterbacks $200 and $300 million guaranteed, no more. somebody made a mistake. We're not going down that rabbit hole. I get it. But to be that far off, if you're telling me the difference is a whole 100 million and the level that I'm playing at this team and what I'm worth, absolutely. I'm disrespected. I'm offended. And, let me go get this somewhere else.
Well, yeah, that's one way of definitely looking at it. Mo, what's your take on this man? Because he's offended. It's $100 million off. He's offended.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Lamar might be out. Lamar might be like, I'm out, man. Forget this. Y'all ain't do great. Y'all didn't do great since he was hurt. He out. He tired of this. He played some. I tell you like this. I think Monchon said somebody going to be willing to give it to him. If they don't want to give it to him,
look at me with my green on.
Somebody will give it to him. So Baltimore, either they better ante up, or realize it's time to. But I think the real reason Baltimore don't want to give it to him because they rather lose Lamar than have the weight of all the owners on their necks because they set another precedent. Then the rest of them got to step up to the plate and pay all that money. So it might be that too. Like, don't give up all that money. Then we got to give up all that money.
Yeah, Summer Jam now got Rodney Perry up on it, man. Rodney Perry, Lamar Jackson returned. We probably will not return to Baltimore because he's getting upset with the negotiations, man. If you're Baltimore or you're Lamar Jackson, how are you looking at this? What's your offense level?
I mean, all indicators that said this guy was going to get his money, and then they make this offer. I was telling some comedians the other day, when you make the transition from open micer to feature act, from feature act to headliner, you got to be willing to stay at home sometime. And so if he ever want to get this money, he may have to stay at home because this team is obviously not gonna step up to the plate and really pay him to match the market.
Right.
Just match the market. I'm not saying give me what, because it's other quarterbacks that's way less than this guy that's got their money. Yeah. And is this a black thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your boy that was quarterbacking down here in Atlanta is making more than him. And he a backup now.
Right.
Well, let me ask you this, Talent. If he goes, because that's what everybody's asking right now. If Lamar Jackson goes, they're saying there's a couple of teams that he could land at: Miami, Washington, Seattle, Tennessee, Atlanta, and you threw in the Jets. Where do you see him going out of those teams? Miami, Washington Commanders, Seattle Seahawks, Tennessee Titans, Atlanta Falcons. Where will if he goes? Where will Lamar lead?
Well, the best place for him to go, other than the Jets, because I really see him fitting the Jets. You're coming into a stellar defense and a good line. He could go make a very good push here at the Jets and got a real opportunity to get to the big game. Other than that, to me, I would go to the Titans in that situation. Again, you got the same thing over here, except adding Derrick Henry in there as a running. We give you a 1-2 punch on that offense. That's another instant coffee form. So if you're looking for the instant coffee, man, the Titans is there. Definitely come over here to the Gang Green. We ready. We just need that guy in the pocket, and then we get our guy back in the run game, and you got the 1-2 punch. So you got to go somewhere that's going to give him a leg up to go a little further than Baltimore was willing to invest in.
I'm surprised you didn't say Miami because Miami got those two phenomenal wide receivers out there too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm not a believer in Miami, bro. Okay. I'm not a believer because even when the second and third string got in there with those same good receivers before injuries, they still couldn't make it happen because you know what I mean. Like defense was on top of them.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you, Mo, if Lamar leaves, where you see him going and everything else? Will you see him at Miami, Washington, Seattle, Tennessee, Atlanta? Or like T said, the Jets.
Well, I don't think Seattle. I think they're going to stick with Geno, and Geno going to stick with them. I think they're going to work it out. So it's definitely not going to be Seattle. Washington, I can see it because they got some real big questions at quarterback down there. Washington, I can definitely see that. But I want to throw in a sleeper. Right. What about Las Vegas?
That's a sleeper. That's definitely a sleeper. Yeah.
What about Las Vegas? They in the hunt too for a quarterback. So
Las Vegas, the problem with Las Vegas is they also money crunched right now. They really hurting now because they paid Josh McDaniels so much money. They still paying the coach that had already left Gruden. They still paying his money, and they
Does that count towards the players? Does that count towards the books?
Some of it is. Some of it's counting towards the books. You got that. They can't get rid of Josh McDaniels, so they're paying some of that money. They just DeAndre Adams. So they got that issue. So there's still some money issues that they got to deal with that. So keep going.
Yeah, but like I say, Washington definitely, I think, could be a sleeper. I mean, not a sleeper, definitely landing spot for him because they got some big holes there. Of course, the Jets would be perfect for him. Like Talon said, it's a setup team. They ready to rock and roll, baby. He go to the Jets. He's a paid weatherman.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, Rodney Perry, Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson go there, man, where you see this happening at, man? Where will he go, Rodney Perry? You see him at Miami, Washington, Seattle, Tennessee, Atlanta.
Wow. The NFL is so strange, man. The team that's echoing in my mind is Seattle. Even though Geno has been doing a great job and the team is more than serviceable, I think to have a legitimate chance at the title, they feel like they need somebody like Lamar. And Geno had a great season, but they're not in love with the guy, man. And so I see him going to Seattle.
Yeah, you know what? I like that pick too because Geno is really good, but Lamar is an MVP, former MVP. So if you swap them out, he's doing something. He's definitely doing something. Like I could definitely see that. But speaking of the New York Jets, T, let me throw this out there. See if you heard about this. The New York Jets interviewing the former Denver Broncos head coach Nathaniel Hackett, and he might get the job. What the New York Jets going to do? You think the New York Jets are going to sign this dude?
That'd be interesting. That'd be real interesting. I don't see it happening, but that would be interesting. You know me, I'm not attached to the coach right now. Even though they threw the OC out first, the offensive coordinator, I guess I thought that was going to be their reasoning going into the next camp. Like, we changing up offense, he didn't get it done. But for them to go and get another head coach, I wouldn't be mad at it. I think this guy was just a little too young and a little inexperienced. Like he knew one side of the ball, and football to be the head coach. The whole point is to know both sides.
Yeah, Mo, how you see it, Mo? Do you see Nathaniel Hackett going from Denver to being the offensive coordinator over the Jets?
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. It's like Disney World. Anything is possible. But I don't think so. I don't think the Jets want to take on that, man. After that debacle that they had out in Denver, they may be looking for a little bit more stability out there when it comes to coaching. I mean, there's a lot of cats that's up for jobs that's a lot better than him. I don't see. Hackett gets the jacket and he's out.
Hackett gets the jacket. I like that one. Rodney Perry, do you see Nathaniel Hackett landing over there in New York Jets?
I mean, I would rather see talent run that organization than Mr. Hackett.
Thank you.
I mean, that's a great question, man. I'm going to say no. They won't sign Hackett. They're not going to do it. And I think they're going to figure something else out.
He said no.
I mean, he couldn't even get it done in Denver.
Yeah, exactly.
So, to me, if I'm looking for an offense and I'm looking for a coach, I'm looking at what did they do where they were that was impressive to come in here. If I'm going to replace somebody, at least, like, you got to do that due diligence. He didn't do nothing in Denver.
Yeah. Not a thing.
We had a better record than Denver, and you're going to go get that coach.
All right. Next question for you, T. Will Aaron Rodgers come back to Green Bay? Because he got on the Pat McAfee show, and he threw it up there that he's suspect. He's 50-50. He threw it out there, and everybody in Green Bay is upset that he's, as rightfully so, because, he signed a 3-year deal. He literally signed a 3-year deal at the beginning of the last season. Now he comes to the Pat McAfee show saying he's not sure if he's going to come back. So
nobody should be surprised at this. We said this a gazillion times. Even before, they didn't make it as far as they wanted to. Everyone on this show has said this. He's going to be looking for an out. If y'all don't give him a miracle and get him in the playoffs and give him a chance to do whatever, he's going to be looking for that next thing. He's at that age. He's gotten all the money he wants to get. He got the contract. To me, again, you know me, I'm over here with the green jacket on with my arms open for any good quarterback.
Come. You like this? You like this?
I'm doing the anti-Rodney. Bring him.
You know, that's scary, kind of scary because I can see him literally like. There's somebody here who said Aaron Rodgers going to land in New York at the beginning of last year. There was somebody here, and that was, you know, what could I say? What could I say? And I think more and more is getting ready to happen, Mo. But where you see it, Mo? You think he's going to return to Green Bay, or he's out? And where you see him going?
Did you just rewind the tape for a phrase you made months ago? Like, there's somebody here. There's somebody here. I'm not going to say no names, dog, but there's somebody here.
Kind of,
this,
sort of.
This is how you know a married guy, because you can't be right at home. So when you get on the show with the fellas, who told you? Who told you?
Listen. Listen. I know that because when the Jacksonville won, well, I say, Frank, I took that. I made that choice.
Yeah.
Listen. You know what? Honestly, I'm tired of Aaron Rodgers. I don't care where Aaron Rodgers lands. I'm tired of it, man. Every year we got to sit here and go to superstition and all this other crap with Aaron Rodgers. What he gonna do? Where he gonna land? Man, wherever he land is where he land, and then we just gonna talk about that. I'm tired. I'm tired of it.
Mo, I'm with you. But if he lands in Tennessee or New York, which is my two places I picked, it's gonna be a different landscape in the AFC. I'm just
You're right. You're right about that. Listen, no matter where he lands, that team becomes an automatic contender. If not a Super Bowl contender, a playoff contender.
Yeah. But if you put Aaron Rodgers with Tennessee, with Derrick Henry, they automatically become a good. Hey, Jets too. I think those are two places.
Yeah, I'm not doubting his skill. I'm just tired of him. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
It ain't like, I'm just tired of him with all this.
Yeah,
landing. What you go land on Jeopardy or something?
Yeah, like Rodney Perry. We've been talking about Aaron Rodgers for a long time, man. Aaron Rodgers came on the Pat McAfee show, said he 50-50. What's your take on this, Rodney? Where do you think he's going to land, or do you think he's going to stay in Green Bay?
He's going to do just like Tom Brady and ruin his family and look all poor and skinny. These guys don't know when to go home, man. And Aaron Rodgers going to mess it up too. I mean, he already mad that Tom Brady is breaking all these records because he went longer. I'm telling you, I don't think he cannot go. Like he's not ready to be at home. He's not ready to commentate, but it's his time. We'll see.
Interesting take. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, we got to speak to another QB who's going to be hot on the market, because wherever Aaron Rodgers decides where he's going to land is going to predicate for everybody else. So my big question is, Derek Carr will be probably the next one up because he got some amazing stats. So let's say Aaron Rodgers lands with one great team. T, where do you think Derek Carr is going to land?
Derek Carr, don't be surprised if he lands in Miami. You're talking about somebody going to Miami. Don't be surprised if Derek Carr ends up being that quarterback replacement in Miami. Miami type of franchise that I think could go out on a limb for that.
That's a great pick because he loves those long wide receivers. Yeah, that's a great man. T, that's a great pick. I like that pick. Derek Carr in Miami would be phenomenal, man. Mo, where do you think Derek Carr is going to land?
I'm still sticking with Derek Carr landing with the Jets. It's a good place for him. Derek Carr know what he's doing. You know, even though talent don't think so, he said it ain't good enough for water cooler talk. But Derek Carr with the Jets, it works. I'm telling you.
All right,
it works.
He said that. Rodney Perry, where do you think Derek Carr is going to land? Because there's a lot of opportunity out there for a lot of people.
I hate Derek Carr. I don't like the way he passed the ball. He ain't got no zip on the ball.
Thank you.
He's horrible in the Raiders. You got Devontae Adams out there. He ain't caught a pass all year.
Yo, gosh.
Not a fan of Derek Carr. He don't even be looking at the receiver. He just be throwing the ball down the field. Man, I don't want to see him go and destroy another team. Derek Carr can land on a vibrator for all I care.
Whoa.
It only took 20 minutes.
Yeah. Whoa, Rodney Perry.
Before the show gone left.
Bro, yeah, it's gone left already. All right, let me ask you this, T. Since Dallas Cowboys was going to be safe, so now that's table. Sean Payton, which everybody thought he was going to land in Dallas. Sean Payton ain't going there. But I got some teams where I think Sean Payton will go. I think he's going to land either Houston, Indianapolis. He might not go back to the Chargers because the Chargers are out there, or Denver. Where do you think Sean Payton's going to land if he coaches? Because right now the Cowboys is off the table. You know, everybody expects him. I think he even thought he was going to go to the Cowboys.
Well, here's the funny thing: you just did a story about the Jets meeting with another head coach, Hackett. If you're going to switch coaches, now this is something that gives New York more hope. Because to me, when you switch out of a high position, whatever you go into should bring some sort of hope to your constituency and your fan base. Now, Sean Payton is that name. He's that name. He's that, tried and trusted and proven durability over the years. He got the experience that New Yorkers will go, oh, okay, we like that. Don't think that we won't meet with him.
So you're going to meet with him and then fire your existing head coach? That's what you think?
In a heartbeat.
Okay. And
there's a whole room full of gallons of Gatorades. We could put that other guy on. Somebody got to sort that stuff out.
Whoa. Bo, where do you think Sean Payton's going to land? I think he's going to land in Denver. What do you think?
Denver, I can see Denver. I don't see Houston because Houston is in shambles. He don't want to go nowhere.
Whoa, we talk about shambles. They lost 8 games by really close games. You know what I mean? That Lovie Smith should still be coaching, but he's out. Sean Payton comes up the little mistakes, and then he'll be the savior.
I'm not talking about the team on the field. I'm talking about behind the scenes. Houston is in shambles. There's a lot to clean up before you even get to the field over in Houston. They got a lot of stuff going on down there, man. Tennessee is good. New York. I think Dallas is not off the table. Dallas got to go all the way before that coach job is secure. They didn't get into this to win playoff games. They got into this to win a championship. What? Anything less than a ring, just ask Jerry Jones. Is he willing to ask Jerry Jones if he's willing to lose Saturday? Man, that coach is on the hot seat until he produces a ring. So Dallas ain't off the table.
Okay, I think Mike McCarthy's job is safe now because he finally won a playoff game. Rodney Terry, where do you think Sean Payton's going to coach at? Because there's Houston out there, there's Indianapolis where they had Jeff Saturday, the Chargers they kept their QB, and Denver. Where do you think?
I like him in that coach role up there with the coach. They've been the owner is open to the conversation. I mean, he went out on a limb for Jeff Saturday, for God's sake. I think Jeff wants out, and they'll be open to a Sean Payton to really come in there and get some new life in that organization.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you this, T. The Dallas Cowboys, they got to face the 49ers this week. Everybody knows what's going on with that. But let me ask you this. Will Brock Purdy's breakout season so far force the 49ers to trade Trey Lance? That's the question of the hour. What you think?
Man, if they're smart, I don't think you do it. I could see and understand because this is a pay as you play league. So meaning, it's all about now and not yesterday and all that stuff. So he does have the momentum right now. And let's face it, it's still a couple of games to be played. So depending on how the outcome of these games go, I think the boy write his own ticket. Purdy.
Okay. So you're saying they will not trade Trey Lance. That's your take.
Well, right, if it's today. But again, like I said, Frank, we got a couple of games to play that lead to what? The big game.
Right.
So this guy still has a couple of weeks to write his own ticket. You know what I mean? Like right now, his ticket's looking real good. But is it good to kick people out? Maybe not. But you're only a game or two away from that decision flip-flopping like that.
Right. I think, in my opinion, I think Brock Purdy's safe. I think Trey Lance is going to get traded, Mo. That's what I think this offseason. So where do you think he's going to land at, Mo? What's your take?
I think he stays right in Green Bay. I don't think his job is in jeopardy. You got your starting quarterback. He's hurt. He's down for the year. It's better to have a starting quarterback and a backup that can run the system than to get rid of your starter and have your backup run the system. Now, who's backing him up? They got to keep the pieces in place. They don't know what may happen to Trey Lance, so they keep him.
I don't think the 49ers can keep Trey Lance, bro, because his contract's coming up and his rookie QB contract is ending. So they got to get rid of him sooner or later, while they can still get something for him. You know what I mean? So
I think they're invested in him. You know, it was a lot of that went behind him when he got drafted. All that. I think they stick with him.
Yeah, I hope the Patriots land him. Rodney Perry, do you think the 49ers land trade Trey Lance, man, because Brock Purdy's playing so well?
A trade of Trey Lance. I think they like the kid. Garoppolo is out of there. They may have to keep him. They may have to keep him as a backup. So you know, for the last 3 years, we've seen quarterbacks. Every quarterback in that 49ers jersey go down. So if you 49ers management, you might have to keep a Trey Lance.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully, when he get on the field, he's ready. You know, we look at 49er history. They keep a guy a long time. They kept Joe Montana forever before he played.
That's true. That's true. Speaking of certain quarterbacks keeping certain things, let me talk about the Philadelphia Eagles with you, Pete. Do you think they're on a magical run? They're on a magical season? Because everybody's talking about this.
I think they might fall this week. I've never believed in the Eagles all season long. They still got to make me believe. You know what I mean? I think in the NFC, it's up for grabs, and I wouldn't bet any money on any sure team in the NFC right now. AFC, I narrow it down to the Chiefs and the Bills, but NFC, you can't call it. I think it's up for grabs.
You think so, Taylor?
Yeah,
I do.
I'm bugging if you said that. Okay, Mo, you think the Eagles are the magical run, or you think like talent their juice runs out this week?
Only thing magical about the Eagles is this weekend the Giants is gonna be like they magically delicious. That's what's gonna be. That's what's happening. The Eagles is about to come to an end, man. You know, they had a good season. They got a great team, but they don't have that Super Bowl team. And to be playing a divisional rival after beating them 2 times and barely beating them the second time with the JV team, and we healthy. Come on, man. If they do beat the Giants, you still got San Francisco, who is another tier. They're at another level. They're clicking on another level better than the Eagles. I'm sorry.
I forgot I was talking to 2 New York guys about this question. I should have asked.
That's wild disrespectful, B. My answer was unbiased. I didn't say New York in there one time.
He said his answer was unbiased.
I'm going to New York or nothing.
Listen, you right about me. I'm keeping 100 New York City, baby.
New York. Rodney Perry. Are the Eagles on a magical run or not? Or their run end this week against the Giants?
No. Giants are so lucky to be in this position. Eagles are going to continue their run. Quarterback is back at the helm, and the guys been playing great all year. It ain't no. I mean, how many games did they eke out? Maybe 1 or 2. Everything else they kick people's butts. I like the Eagles. I like the Eagles to win it all.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Are you crazy?
Yes.
I give you 2-1 odds. They can't win it all. You crazy?
He said yes.
Like the Eagles to win it all.
All right, here's a question for you.
2-1 odds.
Can the Dallas Cowboys beat the 49ers? What's your take on this week, T? You got the Dallas Cowboys. They face the 49ers this week. It's going to be a pretty good game.
But here's the thing. Anybody could beat anybody in this league. It's any given Sundays, all grown men versus grown men. Can? Oh, yeah, sure. I've seen one unicorn.
Yeah.
Now, people say you never see it. I've seen one. So it can happen. Is it going to happen? Hell no. Now, I'm waiting for in about 20 minutes, I'll have my betting sheet. That don't mean I'm not going to bet on Dallas because it depends. If everybody is on that bandwagon like it was last week, give them that 8 to 10, 11 points, I'm taking Dallas all day. Now, they won't win, but they'll win me some money. I think that San Fran is clicking on all cylinders. If you force me to pick a team for the Super Bowl NFC, that's who I would by default pick. Eagles, clearly we know Rodney, you can tell the glasses are too dark, they're too thick, he's not seeing stuff right. You know what I mean? But God bless
He ain't seen stuff.
God bless his heart. God bless his heart. I got all the albums. He looked like he dropped 3 albums last Tuesday. Listen to what I'm saying. The point is, this team is clicking on more cylinders than the Eagles. The Eagles show you lapses in judgment, defense, and sometimes special teams. They drop that ball a lot. San Fran doesn't give you those same opportunities. You got to really earn those suckers. So, can they win? Yeah. Will they win? I doubt it. Will I win money? Yes. All good.
Mo, you heard everything he just said. Can you follow that up?
Listen, man, Dallas is done. I said it last week. Dallas is done. The thing about Dallas is a good team. They really are. Matter of fact, no, Dallas is a great team. As a Giant fan, I will admit that. They are, but they're not a consistent team. They can't consist. They do not consistently go out
And
there.
the Giants are?
Let me finish, Rodney. Go ahead, Mo.
I feel like we should take a vote. Unless your team is in the NFL playoffs, you cannot cut nobody off. I'm putting the vote on the table. The only one who can second it is talent because he's the only one on here with a team in the play. Anybody else got a team in the playoffs? Sit your ass down.
All right, Rodney Perry. He made his point. What's your summer jam?
Actually, he didn't make a point at all. Because when I asked him about the Giants, the New York City Football Giants, he went on a tirade about the Bears. The Bears have already lost, and guess what? The Giants are about to join them.
So, Rodney,
you sit your ass down.
Rodney, why did you give Raina the link? I want to see why you did this.
Rodney, is your hat too tight?
Who I get a link to?
Who's Raina Perry?
That's my daughter.
Okay, so how does your daughter have the link? Because she sitting in the thing. Was she getting ready to
put her on the screen? See what she got.
Is she getting ready to type the tirade? I just want to know before I put her up there.
Ain't no telling. I don't know.
Oh, she coming to defend her daddy. She about to look at her. She mean bugging. Oh Raina, my God!
Are you coming to defend Rodney Perry? Can't hear you, Raina.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, mute. You muted.
Hit your button. Take it off mute. Bottom left.
Okay. I guess you was trying to help Rodney Perry out there with his little 2 cents that he was gonna say.
I don't need no help.
All I'm gonna say is, Rodney.
It ain't your turn. You ain't on the Jumbotron.
They sweet as bear meat today.
I put him on the Jumbotron.
I just want to say that's right. Dallas is sweet as bear meat today. That's right.
Hey, how about this? Them Cowboys looked good last week.
But can they do it again?
Against Tom Brady, the y'all savior.
All right, last question in football, man, before we move on, man. Where are there's 5 destinations up right now for Tom Brady where he will possibly land if he does not retire. It's Miami, the Raiders, the Jets, the Titans, and going back to New England Patriots, which that ain't going to happen. I don't care what nobody says. That ain't going to happen. So of the 5 spots, T, where you think Tom Brady's going to land if he doesn't retire?
Here you go. Two words you need to look out for. The question is this. If he doesn't retire, is he going to set himself up to go out historical or sentimental? Now, when I say that, I mean this. You could take the sentimental route and say, you know what? Let me go do it what a lot of athletes done at the end of their career. You go back to home base where they got all the accolades and awards and championships and play out that 1 year to retire the way it is, sentimentally. So your whole region's happy again. The story ended the way it started. God bless America. All that. Historical. Sentimental, historically, if he's competitive like me, he's sitting home in the offseason go, you know what? You still got a couple of people like Talon and some other people that say I'm not the GOAT. I'm going to go to the Jets because they ain't won nothing since the 70s. I'm going to win a chip, with the Jets, who barely ever the last 10 years since the playoffs, and how could they argue that I'm the greatest of all time? Historically. Now, I ain't gonna lie, even I would have to give him that. You go from what he did with you guys to real immediately damn near going to get another chip for another team, then go to a third team that's far removed from a Super Bowl and win it with them. Who could argue?
Okay, let me see what Raina, can we hear you?
Yeah, I can hear y'all now.
Okay. So Raina, what was you gonna say? Let me get you.
I don't know nothing about football. I'm not gonna say about it. Not enough to tell y'all who's gonna win.
So out of the people on the screen, who looked the dumbest?
You want my honest answer?
Oh, Jesus
Long as it
Christ.
ain't
She going, who looked the dumbest? Don't save me now. I know you're going, I'm sitting here old fat. Look, I'm self-conscious.
Don't do it, Raina. Don't do it.
Who looked the dumbest? Gay, who looked the dumbest? Who looked the dumbest? I want to hear this one.
Well, I can answer it. Want me to answer it?
Plead the fifth.
Huh?
I plead the fifth.
All right, get out of here. You got more classes today?
I have class at 2. I got time.
Raina is at running track at University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, and
oh, but we should have had a track question. You had told me that.
What you run, Raina? What you run? I used to run track.
Question for you, Raina.
Hold on. Stop right there. Stop right there.
I used to run track.
What event?
I ran the 440 relay. I ran the quarter mile.
He ain't talking about the donuts and the Dunkin' Donuts. He ain't talking about
what year? What year was this?
Well, it was when I was skinny back in the 80s. I've been fat since the 90s. But in the 80s, I was Jodeci Slim, baby. I was like, ooh. I was getting it in, dog. You know what I'm saying?
All right, since we get it in, Bo, where was Brady gonna land at? Where would he land at? Where you see him landing at?
Tom Brady.
Brady done. Giselle called. Look, after the Dallas game, his phone did not ring except for one person, Giselle. I told you so. You see? I told you so. I told you this wasn't going to work this year. The only person that called him was Giselle. And then she only talked to him for a minute and said, your kids want to talk to you. And that was it. That was it. He ain't going back to football. He's done. He's done.
Attorney's on the other line. Rodney Perry, where do you think Brady's going to land at? I tell y'all where I pick.
I think if he goes anywhere else, it'll be New England.
Nah. Okay.
I think he goes back to New England, finishes his career as a Patriot, and anything else makes no sense.
If he goes to the Raiders with Devontae Adams and Darren Waller out there, and they got that running back, that kid out there, they could win a Super Bowl, bro. The Raiders got a great defense already. Yeah,
Brady is done. I'm not gonna say he's washed up, but he ain't Brady no more, man.
He's still better than half the players in the league. Raina, you want to stay? He's better than half of the NFL quarterbacks right now.
Just make it up. Just talk like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Raina. Throw it out there.
You think we understand this? We don't either.
Well, my best friend, he liked the Green Bay Packers. I know he's not going to the Packers though. I don't see him doing that. But I say the Packers just cause.
Okay, she said the Packers.
Hey, it might work though, Frank. It depends.
It ain't a bad pick because Aaron Rodgers.
No, think about it. If what you call makes his move before Brady makes his move, that makes all sense in the world.
Yeah, that's a good one. See,
if Aaron Rodgers gets out of there, he might do that just to prove that he could do it.
Yeah. Might do that. Everything else. All right, we only got a little bit of time left. T. The NBA trade deadline is coming up. It's February 9th. Who's gonna make a big trade splash? Talk to me. Tell me who you see, because I got a couple of names out there. Who's gonna make a big?
I would not rule out the Brooklyn Nets making another change over there. For the simple fact of where they are with the injury coming up on the All-Star and all that around the corner, I wouldn't make an assumption that they would make a big splash in the trade deadline. I think Atlanta should. And there's a whole host of teams on the West Coast that could do something. There's still room out there with Damian to do something there on the Portland. They should make a big splash if they were smart. Of course, You know, the Westbrook. Let's get Westbrook somewhere where he look better in a different color.
He said Westbrook.
He
Wow.
meant to say that. He didn't meant to say that.
I
Mo,
know.
What'd you think, Mo?
He went from triple doubles to triple bricks.
You sure did. Who you think's gonna make a big splash, Mo? Everybody out there, who you think's gonna make the biggest splash? What team in the NBA?
I think LA is still out there. They still question to make a move to try to get somebody. You know, I said it before. I think Dallas is going to make a move because they need a floor general in Dallas. And I honestly think the New York Knicks is going to make the biggest splash. I think something's going to get shook up in New York City.
Okay, you think the Knicks gonna be Rodney Perry? You got to give me your pick. Who you think's gonna make a big splash?
Hey, this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm gonna say Mo. Mo is gonna make the biggest splash. He's by far the biggest person on the panel, and if he jumps from high enough, the splash is gonna be crazy.
Hey man, that's not right. Attacking fat people. We gonna, you know what? I would run over there and get you, but I get out of breath too soon.
Raina, you want to talk about the NBA? You want to take a stab at this, Raina?
Also don't watch this.
Just throw a guess. Just all you gotta do is say a guess. I don't know why Roddy did this to me, but I'm gonna kill Roddy after this. I don't know why he did this to me. We go talk track and field. You want to talk track and field real fast?
We can talk track.
Watch this. I'm gonna throw you a track question right there. Who do you think is going to be the best track all-stars going to come out of track and land in the NFL? I know you know some of them. If you know about track, right?
But I watch the ladies. I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you a ladies one. You ready for a ladies question?
Yeah.
Which lady track all-star is going to make it to the Olympics?
What is her name? She just got the record for the 600 indoor. Her name.
The one with the braids? The one from Compton with the braids?
No, she's at the University of Arkansas. She a Razorback. I cannot think her name. I was just talking about her this morning. I cannot think her name. She just got her school record and she's got a national record right now. She's going.
Okay, who's the best track all-star from the HBCUs right now? Running in the HBCUs.
HBCUs.
Raina,
What school?
What school?
I'm trying to help you out, Raina. I'm trying to help you.
I mean, Hampton got some good people.
What about you?
Don't put me on the spot like that. I'm not gonna embarrass myself. They're not gonna have me on record saying nothing about me.
Why not? Why not? If you good, you good.
That was a Perry answer right there. That's pretty good.
It was Rodney Perry. That's a very answer.
Yeah. You're gonna have me on record. Nope.
Let me ask you this, Rodney Perry. Do you think Golden State Warriors is going to trade Andrew Wiggins? Because right now they are suffering. They're at the halfway point of the NBA. They got to make a trade. They got to do something. Is Andrew Wiggins on the trade block or anybody else?
Nah, man. You trade to get better. You can't trade to get worse.
Right.
You don't trade to get worse. Like, to me, getting rid of that piece makes you worse. Makes you a worse team. You know, you want to get better. And I think, again, their woes got a lot to do with injuries and timing. The timing of those injuries, bro, they're never just one guy out. Like, Steph was the only time we seen one guy out. Usually it's 2 or 3 guys out. So they gotta weather the storm, but he's not the answer. If you want to get rid of some draft picks or some bench players to bring something else decent on top of that, cool. But to get rid of Wiggins, who held you down when Clay couldn't find his lunchbox.
Wow. Okay, that's
damn.
I think you might be onto something. Mo, you think Golden State Warriors should and will trade Andrew Wiggins?
Nah, man, they're not gonna get rid of Wiggins. They're not gonna do that. I mean, you get rid of Wiggins, but you keep Iguodala. Come on, man. There's a lot of other cats on that team that can hit the sword other than Wiggins. They need Wiggins. And you know what? I think they're just going to roll with the team they got, bite this season, go as far as they can, and then retool up in the offseason.
Okay. All right. I like that answer. Rodney Perry, what you think Golden State Warriors going to do? You think Andrew Wiggins on the trading block, or you think it could be Draymond Green?
Andrew Wiggins poses the most value for them for getting something back. I mean, he's still young enough, you know. Like Draymond is a little long in the tooth to get anything really worthwhile. He can go some places, but most people aren't gonna need him to come there. So I think Wiggins is gonna give the Golden State Warriors the most value, but they can get a couple of guys for him to really make a difference. So I like Andrew Wiggins getting out of there. I think he's got the most value.
Okay, Raina, track question, because I want to keep you involved in this track question. Which HBCU play? Not in fact, scratch the HBCU spot. Which All-Star who's literally running track right now do you think could make it pro and run for their country or play any team? Anybody? Give me a name. Somebody who's killing it, who we don't see, who nobody's not recognizing right now.
Well, I know her personally. Her name is Mackenzie Kelly. I hope she sees this too. Me and her went to high school together. She was going to Coastal Carolina, and she went to not the JOs. I guess whatever's after nationals. She runs the 400 open, and she's on their relay. She just transferred from Coastal Carolina to be a Razorback. She runs like a 51, a 52 in the 400 open. If I could see anybody going to the Olympics, it'd be her, because she literally won at nationals.
What's her name?
Mackenzie Kelly.
Mackenzie Kelly. That's dope.
I feel like that's a track name too. That's you so fast. If you didn't know her, you just heard her name, you'd be like, oh, she's
we're gonna look out for Miss Kelly. Yeah,
we're gonna definitely look there. Well, Raina, thank you for joining the show, because the show's over. Tell everybody out there what school you play for, give me some hype.
I go to the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I'm a Golden Line.
Go Lions.
For the Lady Lions. And I run 400 meter hurdles. I'm a general studies major. And yeah.
Okay, my last question to you, Raina. My last question to you. How the hell are you related to Rodney Perry? How'd that happen? I just want to know how that happened.
She used to live in my balls. That's how it happened.
Damn.
How that happened? Raina, don't answer that question.
Damn.
The show, Raina. We appreciate you. Thank you, Raina.
Yeah. We appreciate Rodney is out of his damn mind.
Roddy's a nut. Roddy's a fool.
Look,
Rodney, he couldn't have been allowed at the PTA meeting.
Look, Rodney got that proud dad face. Look at his face. He got the proud dad face. He's so proud of you, girl. Look at him.
She got the Perry smile, though, so you can't deny that smile. That's the Perry smile right there. Look at that.
There it is. T, tell everybody how they can follow you, bro.
Hey, follow your boy on Instagram, Talent the Comedian. It's Just Comedy on Twitter, and NY King Talent on Facebook. Follow you, dude. I just posted the shows for this week and next week. And don't forget, first Sunday coming up, a couple of weeks away, being back in Boston, Lab Boston. Let's make it happen, Frank.
Yeah, you know we're doing it. The ads start tomorrow, too. Raina, tell everybody out there.
Who headlining that show? I might come up there.
The headline is Kenny Williams. Kenny Williams headline.
Kenny ain't gonna headline if I come to that motherfucker.
You sure ain't. You sure ain't. Raina, thank you. Tell everybody out there how you can follow you so we can follow your career. What's your handles?
I really just use Instagram and TikTok. TikTok Raina Perry _ and my Instagram is really rain __.
There it is. Thank you, Raina, for joining the show. Rodney Perry, tell everybody how they can follow you, bro.
Rodney Perry live on all social media. I'm easy to find. Doing a one-man show here in Atlanta, Marietta at the Square. Small theater, man, here in Atlanta. I'm excited about it. I've been talking about this for a couple of years, and it's gonna happen February 10th and 11th. Marietta at the Square. Hit me up. I got your tickets.
Yeah, we're gonna have to try to check that out. Mo, all you.
Mo _comic on Instagram. Mr. Sit Your Ass Down on TikTok. Raina, tell your friends, Mr. Sit Your Ass Down. You see the spelling. Follow me right there on TikTok. That's right. Every day I got something going up almost every day. Mr. Sit Your Ass Down.
There it is. Roddy didn't like that one right there, Friday. I understand him. Like, nah. The show's called Box Seats. We on 3 times a day. We're going again at 4. At 7 and 11. We'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We're going to go down into the games. We're going to talk about the games and everything else. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all again tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The show's called Box Seats on the Humor Mill channel. Download the app. Tell your friends to tell a friend. All that. Thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Thanks. Peace.
I don't know nothing. I don't know jack squat.